explained about Docker file, correct? Do you remember Docker file is there, correct? What is the Docker file? Any idea?
Set of instruction.
Yeah, let me explain. Let me explain.
Container.
First of all, what is Docker? Tell me. Why we are using Docker? What's the advantage of it?
Reduce the size.
No. What is the problem with VM? Why we are working with this Docker?
To run multiple runtime in a single OS.
The same VM will get.
Yes, I know. Guys, am I audible? Why am I unable to hear every one of you? Is the issue at my end or at your end, guys? Am I audible?
Yes, Venkata, I am able to hear you.
You are audible, yeah.
Am I
Yeah. But you are all,
Voice is
there
breaking.
is a breaking.
Rahul voice is breaking.
And your voice is also breaking. So is it more? Yeah. Okay, no worries. Mine is correct now?
Yours is correct, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
then, yeah, that is the matter. That does matter. Okay. If you look at here, guys, it's a simple .NET application. Okay, first of all, one more time, let me tell you. Docker is nothing but it is the first thing. It's a very lightweight component where you can deploy any application. That application is nothing but image, and the Docker itself contains its runtime, so that the performance of the VM where we have this Docker will improve a lot. And to execute this Docker file, Docker concept, we need to have our own Docker file. Without Docker file, we can't implement any Docker images in anywhere of the containers. Okay. So what is the Docker file and what does it contain? If you look at here, Docker file is nothing but series of steps which we need to execute to create these containers. If you look at here, can anyone tell me what is the first step? What do you understand from the first step?
Download runtime from Microsoft website.
Yeah, from somewhere, I need to download .NET SDK 3.1 runtime. So I'm downloading the runtime. The reason, if you are creating a container, it should contain a runtime, correct? Without runtime, we can't do anything. Next, can anyone tell me what is happening here?
Working directory.
It is a working directory called app, which you will create in your Docker engine. And can anyone tell me what is this copy dot? Nothing, guys. Copying from the source directory to the target directory. The first dot represents the source file where it contains the actual code. The second dot represents the working directory app. And can anyone tell me what is this? Just by letting know the system that it is HTTP, not HTTPS, and it is on the port 5000. The name could be anything. And what is this?
Outbound port? No, not.
Yeah, we need to open the port now. Do you remember? Other than it, we have to explicitly open in a port.
Yes, inbound port.
Yeah, if you don't open the port, you can't access the application, correct?
So this is the inbound port or outbound port?
It is inbound port, which is there inside your VM.
Inside our container, right?
Yeah. After it will only open inside VM's port. Outside, again, you have to open explicitly.
Yes.
There are two ports now. Do you remember? Inside door, outside door, correct?
Yes.
Do you know we need to open the same port at two locations? Do you remember?
Right.
Yeah. This will open inside door, inside VM's door, not outside door. And finally, what it could be? We are telling this is the entry point. The name of the application, DLL means this is the entry point of your application. So guys, when the system executes all these statements, what will it do? It is actually downloading the SDK. It is actually creating a working directory, copying the files, exposing the port, and it is creating an image as well in it. For example, I'll show another Docker file. It will be very easy. If you look at this, let me show. What does it contain?
Node.
It needs Node software. It will get it. What is this? It's a working directory called app. And can anyone tell me, guys, if you remember, if it is React, what do we need?
Node.
Oh, guys, let us first. Okay, we can discuss this later. Let us first see the HTML, after .NET, next React, next Angular, next Python. We'll go one after other. I don't want to confuse you. So let us start with a simple HTML. Then we will today we will deploy a simple HTML project to Docker Container Registry on cloud. So we are not creating any VM. First deployment, deploying the application directly to the cloud. Tomorrow we are going to deploy a .NET application to a Linux server. Tomorrow we are going to create a Linux server. In that server, we are going to deploy one third application. Day after tomorrow, what we will be doing? We will be creating again a Windows VM. There we will deploy a Python application. So guys, every day, one application in one location. Each day, a new location. So today, guys, we will be starting with our normal HTML project on container registry. What is a container registry? Let me go back here and open it. If you look at here, in your cloud, please practice these classes, guys. Forget about all the previous classes from today. Practice from today, guys. Now look for just a minute, there's some issue with my keyboard. Just a minute. Yeah. If you look at here, guys, look for container registries. And here, container registry is nothing but, guys, it's a Docker container registry where we don't need any VM. Are you getting my point, guys? You can install Docker on Windows VM or Linux VM where you can deploy different types of application. But here, what are we trying to do, guys? Here, we are trying to create a registry directly in cloud. How to do that? Very simple. Click the button, create. Give a name. We know that. Give a registry name.
But is this a container registry? It's a Docker one or it's a?
It's a Docker one only, guys. Container registry is nothing but Docker container registry. Docker is it's an implicit word. Are you getting my point?
Okay.
So container registry means it's a kind of Docker hub, right?
Yeah, it's directly Docker. It's a Docker, guys, where you will be creating your application, where you will be deploying your application inside containers. You guys, when I mentioned Docker, where you will be creating the application and image and that runtime, where you are placing those two. Do you remember the image from last class?
Yeah.
Inside a container. Don't you remember the image?
Yeah.
Docker image, right?
Yes, just let me reload that image. If you look at here, guys, this is not the right image. If you remember, on that day I have drawn it. Do you remember, guys? On that day I have drawn like this. And this is my VM. If you remember, this is my OS. On top of OS, I have installed Docker engine. Then I have created multiple containers. Do you remember that? Do you remember the image, guys?
Yes.
This is your OS. This is OS. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Otherwise, you can open last time recording. Mr. That.
Just a minute, guys. Just a minute. Just. A lot of ants are there inside my keyboard, guys. I don't know why, how they have gone there. Do you know ants?
Because of
Yeah, a lot of them are there inside my keyboard, laptop's keyboard. How they reach there, I don't get it. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. If you remember, this was the OS, then it's a Docker engine. Then, if you remember, this is .NET container, which contains two things. One is image. Second one is
Runtime.
runtime. This is .NET container. And what is the second one? It is React container. What does it contain? Again, image and runtime. This is React runtime, if you remember. Next is Java container. Same way, guys. Do you remember that? Each container will contain image and its runtime, correct? Guys, correct or not? Here, we are creating such type of a container. Do we have any VM here?
No.
No, we don't have. But where are we creating these containers? This is known as serverless approach. You are directly creating the container inside your cloud. Are you getting my point? Guys, are you getting my point? This is the first way. Creating the container inside your cloud directly. No need a VM, no need anything. Tomorrow, we will be creating a VM. Tomorrow, we will be creating Linux VM. Day after tomorrow, we will be creating Windows VM. And in those VMs, we will install Docker. On top of Docker, we will create containers. Did you get my point, guys? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Those are known as server-oriented approach. This is serverless approach where we don't need any VM. Clear? Okay, clear. Correct? Now let us quickly create one. Give a name, pricing plan standard. Okay, let us, otherwise we'll, okay, for now, let us create standard plan only. If you look at here, guys, I have created a simple container registry inside my cloud. Deploying a registry, guys. And we all know if there is a registry, what it should contain.
All images,
Image.
container images.
Yeah, image. It should contain an image, guys. And guys, if you look at here, if this is my container registry, there will be a concept called repositories. So each container registry should have a repo. This is container repo, not our DevOps repo. And this repo will contain the actual image. So how you will deploy your image to here, guys? How to do that? To do that, guys, what we need to do? We need to create a pipeline. We will be creating a pipeline by using which we are going to create our this thing. Go back here, find any project. This is Docker node project, guys. We will do that later. We need to find a simple Docker HTML project. Let me open another. Let me open repo, look for Docker. Yeah. This is a simple HTML project file, guys, but it has one thing. It should have one thing. What it should be? If you want to work with Docker, what we need?
Docker file.
Docker file. It has a Docker. Yes. And anyone tell me what is 𝐂𝐮𝐫𝐬𝐜?
Web server.
It's a web server mainly used for.
Front
Yes,
end.
generally, if it is Linux OS, we will be using this 𝐂𝐮𝐽, correct? Yeah. Here, guys, for HTML, do we need any software to install?
No, madam.
No need. You directly copy all files to this particular location on your agent, guys, on your actually on your Docker registry. So you will only copy file. Nothing is there in it. I'm giving this folder. But for other programming languages, you need proper Docker file where you should mention the runtime and everything else. Go back here. This is, let me provide this project file. Upload Docker. And then, guys, what we need to do? Yeah, we have our repo. You extract these files and push it to the repo, guys. And yeah, these are the files which we have currently. Now, what we need to do? We need to create a pipeline. To deploy this project to Docker, we need to create a pipeline. But here, guys, when it comes to the Docker, there won't be any separate build or release pipelines. We will be having only one pipeline, and we will name it as CI/CD. That means only one pipeline will be there, guys. Single pipeline, single task. Okay, let me create this. Now I'm creating one pipeline to push my Docker project to the Docker container, which we have created in our cloud. So select classic editor. Continue. I'm to here. I will select Docker. Just type Docker. One task will be shown to you. Select that. This is the task which you need to add. And guys, if you look at here, generally, if you want to read any service from the cloud, till now, how you have read, guys?
Service connection.
Through service connection. But here, we can't use service connection, guys. The reason Docker can be anywhere, do you know? It could be on VM, Windows VM, Linux VM, cloud registry. It could be on our AWS cloud. It could be on GCP cloud as well, guys. To that Docker also we can connect. So, guys, what we need to do? We all need to create a Docker connection. If you remember, for Key Vault, we have given some permission. Then only it has allowed us to access the data. Our service connection got failed to fetch the data from Key Vault. Do you remember that? Do you remember that, guys? Do you remember anyone Key Vault? We have to explicitly provide the secret permissions, correct?
Yes.
And when you want to deploy the project to the storage account also, it did not allow. Yeah, your service connection was not enough. You have to explicitly add a role. What was the role? Blob reader role, blob contributor role. Do you remember that?
Right.
So guys, yeah, for some of these things, your service connection will not work. Are you getting my point? All the time for all the services, your service, you can't rely on your service connection. So
Maybe,
what will,
maybe
what
here
will I
also
do?
we need additional additional role to add.
No, we need to have a separate Docker connection. There is no option to select a service connection, guys. You have to create a separate Docker connection for it. How will you create it? Very easy. Go to service connections. This is also one type of service connection only. Create a new service connection, but this time here you will be selecting Docker registry, not ARM. You will not set Azure Resource Manager. You will be selecting Docker registry. Next, guys, where is my first? I need to provide my Docker registry's URL. Where is it? If you go back here, yes, we have just a minute. I have created this thing, no? Docker registry HTML. Right? Yes, is this the one which we have created?
Yes.
Okay, now, just guys, give me 1 minute. Before that, I want to check one thing. That is it. Yeah, go back here, click on this Docker registry, and here, what you all need to do. You see, guys, can you see this URL? This is the URL of your Docker registry. You have to copy this, come back here. You need to paste here, guys. Don't forget to.
How it is came like by default here?
I copied manually, na? I copied from here. Now you want to push the file.
But their HTTP came, na?
Yeah, this is the URL, na? It should have this URL.
Okay.
So you need to, the format should be like this only, guys. In front, you should have this HTTPS. At the end, you should have this slash. If you don't provide this slash, it will give an error. For example, here, do we have any slash here?
Yeah, that's why here it is not showing how it was.
Yeah,
there.
but here we need to add. This you need to add, and at the end, slash also you need to add. Remember that.
Yeah, every time it should be HTTPS, right?
Yeah,
Not
every
HTTP.
time it's, yeah, because it is on cloud, always secured. Correct? It should always HTTPS. Yeah? Clear, guys? Now what we need to do, we need to have one Docker ID and Docker password. How you will get it? Very easy. Go back to your enter ID. Do you remember, guys, how to register an app? Same thing as register an app here for Docker batch register. Your application ID will be your Docker ID. And guys, password should be your secret. Do you remember we created this earlier for that service connection? Don't you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, same thing. Copy that, copy here. That is it. Give a proper name. Batch 87 Docker connection. Check this box and save. And you have to do one more thing. What is that thing we need to do, guys? This particular project should have contributor role in your Azure subscription. Do you remember, guys? Do you know we need to add a role for it? For any project. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
We will be adding a role, contributor role for any service connection which you have created. Don't you remember this part?
No, we remember.
Yeah. Select member. Provide the project name. Add. That is it. Select. Review. Done. What you've just done, you have created a service connection. Good. Very good. Go back to your pipeline. Create a new pipeline. Classic editor. Continue. Empty job. Go CI/CD, only one task, guys. Add Docker. Here, select the service connection which we have created. What is that?
Batch 87.
Batch 87 Docker connection. And guys, we need to, for example, if you go back here, I told you, if you go here, container registry, click on the container registry. And guys, I told you there is a concept called repositories.
Repositories.
This repo should have that image in it. So currently no repo. So guys, here, what are we trying to do? Here we will give one repo name. And to this repo, my application will go and install there. I'll get my point. Wait, guys, you will understand. Here, provide your Docker file location. This is my Docker file location. That is it. Now, what we will be doing is, now look at here, guys. Let me save and queue. I haven't done anything, guys.
Yeah,
I've
here
given,
like Docker file location, like from where you have given.
it is in our repo, na?
Okay,
That's
you
our repo
copied.
contained. Yeah. I copied the project to the repo, na, guys. I've given the project files to you, na? You have seen there is a Docker file in it.
Yeah. Like actually this copying repos, like I'm not getting like how we have to copy that.
Okay, haven't you seen earlier? Guys, everyone know how to push project files to repo?
No.
Should I show you one more time?
Yeah, please.
Okay, after this, I'll show guys. Okay. I thought we have deployed a lot of projects now. By this time, I thought you might have all.
Through Git, right?
Guys, till now you have done a lot of project deployment. How you have done it, guys, till now without knowing how to push the projects to repo? No worries, I'll explain one more time.
I have practiced.
UI.
Raise your guys. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Yeah, you are
Yes.
audible.
Okay, let us do it, guys. Let me. Here, what I've just done, created a sample repository. Let me save and push. Here you will get an issue. Let me save and push. Yeah, by using Git UI, we pushed it. Now, if you look at here, guys, I'm trying to push it to the registry, but here you will get an error. When looking at that error message, you please tell me where is that error? Why you get that error? Can you see what is the error here? We are trying to pull 𝐿WPLABS, but if you look at here, guys, we are trying to do it on a Windows system.
Yes.
And no such file called 𝐿WPLABS. The reason?
Yeah, the Docker is not yet installed on the Windows box.
No. You are you have given Linux command in the Docker, guys, and you're trying to run it on a Windows agent. By default, you're using a Windows agent. This project won't be executed there. You have to provide Linux VM. Are you getting my point, guys? Till now, we have only selected Windows, correct? Guys, what is an agent? Tell me. What is this agent?
It's a VM on the cloud. So currently the project is in NGX, so we have to install it on Linux.
Yeah, because guys, Windows will understand IIS, not NGINX. So here you have created this code for Linux machine. You are trying to build it on a Windows machine. It doesn't understand, so it is giving an error. Are you getting my point? Guys, are you getting my point? When you have created your code for Linux machine, if you want to build it on a Windows machine, will it run? No. Guys, correct or not?
So for Windows, what should be the content? Like if you want to do the same thing,
you should change the Docker file, create it for the Windows machine. For that,
So-
you should not use NGINX, use IIS.
So what would be the content actually in the Docker file? Or will we
It
get
should
it?
be IIS. I'll provide that.
Okay.
It should be IIS. We should have separate command for that. So
Okay.
if you look at here, everything is successful. The reason we ran it on a Linux machine. If you go back here, now guys, earlier there was no repo, but when I refresh it, I can see sample. From where did I get this sample?
Yeah, from the pipeline.
From the pipeline I mentioned repository name as sample, correct? Guys, correct? Sample I mentioned. So whatever repo I have mentioned there, it has been created here. When you click this, guys, it has one thing in it. What is this 668? If you look at here, guys, go back to here. What is this build pipeline number?
Yes.
668. If you remember, whenever you run a pipeline, you will get a random number. Do you know it, guys?
Mhm.
Every time when you run a build pipeline, you will get a number. Do you know?
Yes.
So with the same number, if you look at this pipeline one more time, guys, if you look at this pipeline, at the end, after I have given the sample as the repository, and when I have given the Docker file, I am creating a tag with this is, guys, build ID. $build.build ID means whatever number which will come for that particular build, that will be used as image tag. If you come back here, this is my image tag. What is the meaning of image tag? What is image? What is image, guys? Image is nothing but your application. Actually, earlier, where was the application? In the repository. In the repo. Now, this is my application. It has one Docker file in it. What you have done with this application? You created a pipeline and you're trying to push it to a Docker registry. To do that, we need a repository. Correct or not? We need a repo. Guys, correct or not?
Yes. I can see in the releases, like even that is showing, that is reflecting in the releases also.
What? There is no release. Only one pipeline.
Yeah, there is no release. So in the release pipeline, it is not reflecting, right? Can you please click on releases?
There is no release, guys. So it won't, nothing.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
You will be only, you are here on build pipeline. That is
Build pipeline. Okay.
Yeah, CIC, same build pipeline. If you come back here, only one task, build and push. Guys, very simple. What is the meaning of build? Building. What is the meaning of build? Compile, guys. What will it do? Build, compile. What will it do? It will compile the code. Correct? And what is the meaning of push?
Pushing it to the container.
Yeah,
registry.
pushing it to the cloud. So both are happening in one task.
Yes.
Till now, we had build pipeline separate, release pipeline separate, but now both are happening in one task. Correct or not? Yes, correct or not?
Yes.
Now, this is my repo name I have given, and with the build ID, the tag will be created here. You can see, guys, remember, this is very, very important. This is the image representation. Okay, what is that? I'll explain later, but remember, this is my repo. In my repo, I have my image, correct? 6 is 668. What is it?
Build number.
Oh, okay, build number, but here, what is it?
Tag.
What tag?
Image tag.
Image tag. What is the meaning of image?
Application.
Till now, where it was?
In the our DevOps report.
In the repo, Azure repo. Now, where is it?
Now it's in container, right?
In the containers repo.
In the containers report. Yeah.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Guys, clear or confusing? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
terms
now-
are a little bit confusing. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. That is, guys, this is among all Docker classes, this is the easiest one. If this is confusing you, tomorrow's and day after tomorrow's class, you won't understand a single thing, guys. That's the reason I told you. Till now, you forget everything. Whatever you have done till now, you haven't done any assignment. Forget about that, guys. Today is tomorrow's, day after tomorrow, and the very next day. You please do all these assignments, okay?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, please do it. It will be very helpful for you.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Now what you have done, you deployed a project to the container. Good. How will you access it? I want to access it, guys. I deployed my application to my container, but you need to access it. You need to have an IP or URL, correct?
Yes.
So do we need an IP or URL to access it? Yes. But where is that URL or IP? For that, you need to look for container instances. Container instance is nothing but it will create an instance for your container registry's image. How will I do that? Let me select a resource group, give a proper name. Docker instance, batch 87.
Instance one. Okay. It's
Yeah, and select SKU is stock keeping unit. That means whatever the price and all those things.
Yes.
And here there will be different types. Currently only one is there, but here in real time you will be having two things. When you create what type of Docker registry you have created, guys, I don't want to confuse you. Let us discuss that later because the basic thing is not getting into your minds. So let us go back here. Currently, where is your image source?
Container
Inside your registry. And here, what is your registry name?
HTML.
This one. And guys, okay, we forget something. Admin user must be enabled, guys. If you look at here, go back here. Go back here, go to registry. Click this registry.
admin user must be present, right?
Must be enabled. This is my registry, na? Yeah, where is this? Admin user. Can you see? And inside access keys, this
Yes,
admin user
access
must
keys.
be enabled. If you don't enable it, you can't create any instance for any registry.
And what is the admin username?
It will create one random username and password. Don't need to remember, don't need to copy anywhere, guys. Just forget that. You just enable it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
When you have enabled it, can you see this registry has sample repo, correct?
Yeah.
It has one image, correct?
Yeah. It's
And why Linux has come here? Because the image is created on Linux. So, and guys, what is this size? What if I change size of this instance?
the prices may increase, it may vary.
But what will happen?
Performance.
Performance will be
But what is the difference between the size and the SKU?
SKU is the when you created the container registries, there will be a basic container registry standard, and there will be there is a third one, guys. I forget about that. So there are three types of container registry. When you create for dev, you will be select basic. When you create for the production, you will be creating the standard one. Are you getting my point?
Okay. So irrespective
Which will have very simple, guys. This particular thing, guys, this size, you have one size now.
Yes.
This will only increase the capacity of the instance. What is the meaning of instance, guys? There is
It's a VM server.
no, not a VM server, guys.
It's
It's
a size allocated to the container, right? The dedicated size.
Yes, Docker container is a separate thing. It's like let me give you an example. Docker container What example should I give? For example, guys, I am the Docker container registry. You are the instance of mine. That means you are inheriting from me. Are you getting my point? I am. Do you know what is class object? Have you ever heard about object? Object is an instance of class. Do you know, guys? Have you read that in your Java.NET classes? What is an object? If you're a programmer, you might have known it. What is an object? It's an instance of class. For example, car is a class. Can you tell me what are the objects of class car? Tata Nano or Maruti Suzuki, BMW, Benz. What are all these things?
These are the instances of the
Instance of the class.
Instances. So here I can create 10 instances, correct? For the same container registry, I can create 10 instances. Are you getting my point, guys? Can I create, for example, here I have selected. Let me go back here.
Okay, so you mean to say this Docker container registry should be single? And
Yeah,
then
but
have
you can
multiple
create as many instances as you want, and each instance can have its own size.
different
That
size.
doesn't mean your registry. Registry is separate, instance is separate, correct? Here you are only configuring the instance, not the registry. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, we are just
Okay.
providing registry as an input, right? As an input.
Yeah, you can say not providing an input. You are just accessing something from the registry, guys. You're taking something out of the registry, and you are just creating a copy of it with you. You're keeping a copy with you, guys.
Yeah, example, GitHub is a registry. So in that, whatever the code is there, it is kind of instances.
Yeah, you can give that as an example. You simply, the code is there, the image is there in the registry, but how you're accessing it, you can create your own image. I can create my own. Some Sachin can create his own. Everyone is creating the images from the source image. Where is the source image? In the registry.
The registry. So it's nothing
Yes.
but you can say this instance is nothing but basically the virtual VM, right?
Yeah, you can say it's a virtual VM. Yeah, perfect. You can say it as the virtual VM. The actual VM is our registry, correct?
Correct.
Now container name, give batch. It's in Docker container. Yeah, select the registry. Yeah, select the sample. Guys, currently, how many images are there? I have only one, but I'll show you this. Wait for a minute. Now I'm trying to create one instance for my application, for my container registry. Now, guys, I'll ask a series of questions. You try to answer. I know it is confusing, but don't get confused, guys. Actually, yeah, it is a little bit confusing, but when you practice, guys, it's actually it is very easy thing in the Docker. Creating registry, creating instance, pushing the files to the registry. It's actually very easy. Out of all Docker concepts today, whatever you have seen is the easiest concept. wait, guys. I'll go back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, instance is created successfully. And the name is it's a different, right? Microsoft dot.
1 minute, guys. If you look at here, I have created this instance and it has this IP. I'll give you a point, guys. Try to access this IP. Now, if you look at here, my project now I'm able to access. What is this, guys? What is this? Is it my application?
Yes.
So earlier, where was it?
Container.
In the Azure repo. Earlier, starting.
Yeah.
Then what you have done?
We created a container registry.
You created a container registry.
And through the build pipeline, basically we transferred the content from Azure repos to this container registry.
Yeah, let me show one more thing, guys.
But how
I'll ask a series of questions, guys. You try to answer me. Here, guys, what will I do? I'm reading this. Committed. Change something in the code. And I'm running it. Guess will I get a new number when I run this build pipeline?
Yes.
Why I'm getting a new number here?
Because you have changed the code.
There is a bill number, right?
Yeah, there is a bill number. Why I'm getting a new number? Earlier it was 668. Now why it is 669?
Because you have changed the code.
Because I have changed the code. That means a new artifact should come. Correct or not? Correct.
Yeah, it is a new build. Yeah.
It's a new version. It's a new project. It's the same project, but it's a new version. There could be a lot of modification in the code. Go back here. If you come back here, if you click on this registry, if you click on this particular, it's my repo. In the same repo called sample, now you should see 2 image tags, correct? This is earlier image. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
This is the new image. Guys, are you getting my point?
Yes.
This is my earlier version. This is my new version. Now, guys, can I create? I can do a lot of things with you guys, but should I explain this today or tomorrow? I'm unable to understand. Yes, whatever I teach today, is it clear or is it confusing? How is it?
Yeah, it is almost clear, at least for me. So
Yeah,
because yeah, so the thing, I guess the next thing is basically whatever the image tags you have, is you can deploy it over the multiple this thing, right? Image
you can create multiple instances. not only
instances,
that.
yeah, multiple instances.
Yeah,
So
not
668
only
can be deployed it on one instance, the 669 can be deployed on another instance.
another instance.
Yeah,
Or you can create or you can deploy them to your app services as well.
Okay.
When you create an app service, yeah, okay, so I'll just try to quickly explain that. If you don't get it, don't worry. Guys, can you see? When we try to publish, there is an option called container. Can you see that?
Yes.
So guys, we can actually, don't do anything, just review and create. I'll tell you how, the method of creating an app services for the images which are there inside your container registry. To explain that, first you should understand what is a Docker container registry and how to create images and repos in it and how to create the pipeline, how you will be pushing the code to these registries.
Yes, and I have one more question. Like, if
Yeah.
you want to change the port, then how can we do then?
You want to change the code, you will change the
No,
code.
no, not core, port. Now we are accessing it through 80 port, right?
Yeah.
Now
that,
the way.
Yes, that is the good question. And you can change the port in the Docker file.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Yeah, okay, expose one.
Yeah, expose one is there. Na?
Mhm.
So there you can use whatever port you want to use there.
Okay.
So there is a lot to explain, guys, but I don't want to explain anything now. I know, guys, if you don't practice, will you forget everything? Definitely.
Yes.
Guys, because we have done a lot of the things, guys, correct or not? Guys, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, everyone try to practice. Whatever I teach today, please practice it, because tomorrow we are going to create a Linux server, and in that server we are going to install Docker, and after that we are going to deploy one dot application in it. It's again it is completely different, guys. Whatever you have done today, tomorrow it's again a complete different approach. Okay.
Can you please show
Yes.
us that if you have 5 minutes? I know you have the next class. So
Yeah, next class I have.
5 minutes. Can you please show?
No, bro. I don't, because I know a lot of the students are in confused state. I don't want to teach much here. It is not clear for most of you guys. Unless you practice it, it won't be clear for you. Are you getting my point? It is a little bit confusing for most of you. I know it. Are you getting my point, guys? Guys, are you there? Yeah, you first practice this. Everyone should forward me the IP address of the container instance. Okay? Guys, in the Slack, tomorrow I want to see all 5 people. There are 5 people joined today. I want to see 5 IPs in my Slack. So that's what you are going to do. Can anyone tell me the steps for this today's class? Today's topic, Docker on cloud. Tell me the steps, guys. What's the first thing which you need to do? Create a repo with the given code. Next, guys.
Create a container registry.
Create a
Container registry.
container registry in your cloud. Next.
Do the Docker connection.
Yeah, create a Docker connection in your DevOps.
Give a contributor role.
Yeah, that you will do. Yeah, everything will come under there. And
Yes.
next.
Create an instance.
No.
Create a build.
Yeah, build and release pipeline. It's the same thing, guys. Let us call it as CI/CD pipeline.
CI/CD pipeline.
To push the code to the registry. Next.
Create an instance.
Instance.
Docker instance.
Container instance.
Okay, container instance.
In your cloud for the image which is there in the container repo.
Welcome to LWPLABS. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to view free Azure DevOps live classes. And for more videos like this, please contact the number shown in the description. Happy learning!